last year I believe I did this as well, and I talked about how what games am I looking forward to, right? Me and Az on Ribbon and Silverback, we talked about it. We're both MMO guys, right? And I talked about how that genre, man, is it's rough, in a rough spot. We haven't seen the envelope be pushed really in a lot of genres, but especially with the MMORPGs, particularly action ones for me. And I've been keeping tabs on some games that will satisfy my itch. We'll see. And I do have a few that we're going to talk about here right now. I talked about this game last year, Chrono Odyssey. And with the development stage on this damn thing, it's hard to say. Is it going to get released this year? Will it be next year? We'll see, right? But I remember seeing this first almost a year ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley. It is going to be more of an MMO setup. I believe it's on Unreal Engine 5, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of those. We should be seeing another generation of MMOs that are built on that engine. But what I look for and what I'm hoping when I say like the next generation MMO, I'm looking at it from the combat perspective, especially because unfortunately, I hate that tab auto lock bullshit for sure. I hate that a lot of MMOs have gone in the direction of non-engaging gameplay. Right? It's like gameplay became like a secondary thing that they focused on. It's item management, the game, and that's it. This, however, looks like this could be something that would satisfy my itch. Right? I'm really excited for it. And looking at this gameplay, as you guys see it right here, it does have gameplay that looks to be right up my alley. That's what I'm looking for. Not just item management, the game. I'm looking at, I want to play the damn thing. And I want the combat system to be engaging for me. And this is what I look for, especially in the action games that I play. Not necessarily looking for button masters per se. And I'm not also especially looking at something that is going to carry my hand through it. I have no problem losing. Skill gaps. I like that type of stuff built into the combat system. So Chrono Odyssey is one of those games that is up my alley, and I'm very, very excited for, as you guys saw some of the gameplay on that. This next one that we're going to look at, again, upcoming RPG as well, and that's Archeage 2. Saw this not too long ago as well. Let me go ahead and move forward a little bit. Hey, here's the world. It's dynamic and all this. Again, for me, what it boils down to is this going to be a combat system that does not make me fall asleep. I don't know. I guess we're going to see. You looking at this, you're probably looking at, looking at some of the gameplay right now, as you guys are seeing this right now live, has maybe some similarities to the game that we just looked at. But what it is more so looking like, that this seems to be even more Souls-like, and it does seem to have some sort of skill involved in some of the actual gameplay. Looks sick. Look at that. It looks absolutely sick. If we can have that in an MMO setting where the technology is able to catch up to that, absolutely. That's what I look for. That's what I think when I think next gen MMO. So we will see. And lastly, this is not necessarily an MMO. It's actually not an MMO at all. Dragon's Dogma 2. Okay. Yeah. Now people definitely once Elden Ring came out, I talked about revisiting this game, and this being a game where this is the archery stuff that came out not too long ago. Here, I love the first game because it was way ahead of its time. And yes, they're the Shadow Colossus of the world. But one thing that really annoyed me with Elden Ring, as much as I love that damn game, is you fight these massive enemies just the same way you would if the enemy was in scale the same exact size of the player that you created. You go to fight one of them dragons, you're going to be tickling his damn toes. Dragon's Dogma, on the other hand, way ahead of its time back in the gap. You really felt that scale, right? You could quite literally climb one of these motherfuckers, cut off limbs and do stuff like that, right? I really love that. It was really engaging of a combat system. And Dragon's Dogma 2 is now out. We're getting the more next generation. And I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited for this. And we're not too far away from it, about a month as of me recording this, away from Dragon's Dogma 2. Will I be playing this on stream? You bet your ass. I will be playing this. So those are 3 games. I didn't want to go too much. There's some others. There's some others that you can be excited for. But when I think of 3 that absolutely, I'm like, okay, I'm excited for it. I want to see what happens. Those are the 3 that you're getting from me. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to Rippaverse.com to check out our comic book company. We have books, plenty of merchandise, and even some glorious animations from Rippaverse Studios. Next up, possibly our most anticipated book thus far, Yaira.